Welcome to the Be Your Hero Gaming channel, where we talk about how to play games and have a good time and how to be a hero in real life. This video is going to talk a little bit about the rule changes for the Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon game, and we're going to do a quick little unboxing of the companions, which is not super exciting. Just a spoiler alert. Somebody had commented on one of my videos and asked, what exactly are the changes from the 2.0 version from the old version? And I don't actually own the old version. I've never played it, so I didn't really know exactly what the changes were. So I did a little research and found out, first of all, that this book, as I showed in the other video, is 24 pages long. And I think the original book is only 18 pages long. So you get a little bit more in here. Some of that is this rules summary, which I don't think was in the original book. And I think there's also, there's an index, which I don't think was in the original book. And some of these appendices. And maybe a couple other things that weren't in the original book. But something that was really interesting is Awaken Realms came out with an update for Tainted Grail. It was either today or yesterday, I can't remember, update number 41. Go check that out. Which said that they've been getting a lot of the same questions. What are the rule changes for this game? And they said if you go to page 4 on your rule book, it will tell you all about it, which I totally didn't even see that. But sure enough, right here, the rules update summary is right here in the rule book. Now I looked in the original rule book. The original rule book, it said basic information, and then this picture took up almost this whole space here. So they kind of shrunk this picture down and squeezed this into here. And it sounds kind of like they just got a little bit more specific with some of the ruling. So it says, after you've read the rules, if you still don't understand what's new, check out right here. Well, character setup, which it tells you on page 6, you get to choose your mode now. Story, standard, or challenge. Start and end of the day effects, tells you the pages where the rules are at. All effects are resolved during the start and end of the day now, have more precise timing. And it sounds like that's a lot of the rules here, is the timing of certain rules. It was maybe a little bit vague before. Start of the day, guardians are now moved before the event cards. Resting rules. Eating food used to be mandatory at the end of the day. Now it's no longer mandatory. And so failing to eat food will not cause you to have any kind of negative effects. Resource limit. Apparently people were way overdoing it with resources, because now there is a limit of 20 resources with the exception of experience points. Global keyword. I'm not exactly sure what this means, but I think it's added to include the expansions as well in the game. Resolving combat and diplomacy cards. The order of resolving them has been rewritten to be more precise, just to have a little bit better understanding of that. New cards. The reprint introduces 2 new cards, an additional secret that can be gained during the campaign, and a new story challenge mode help card. I know there's a ton of help cards in there as I started going through those. And then the exploration journal update. Many other changes, edits, new options, and interactions were added to the exploration journal, including quick travel. I understand this was a big deal. People kind of felt like it was kind of a grind if you went too far away from your objective and had to go back. So I guess they have this quick travel now that gets introduced. Discover them by playing the game using the 2.0 exploration journal in the app. Okay, so I like this down here too. I didn't even notice this. So if you're wondering if you have both games, which is which, the new stuff has been marked by this little grail symbol. And so that's how you can know what is the new stuff. So for example, if you look on the back of the rule book here, there it is right there. So you know that this is the updated rule book because that little symbol's on there. And I just want to show you a couple of other examples here. If you don't have the game, the quick start guide here, same thing. Right on the back there, there's the little symbol on the quick start guide. And it said there it would be marked on all of the components. And obviously the plastic pieces, it's not really going to be marked on there. But I was kind of searching around here, and sure enough, there it is right there on this board. And there it is right there on this board. So it's marked on these as well. The letters and the maps, and even the save sheets also have it on there. You can see here the letters all have it up here in the corner, and the maps, you can barely see it up there in the corner there. The save sheets, there it is again. And even on the exploration journal here. Here's the exploration journal for the new game, and right here on the back, there's the little mark. So if you have both games, it'll be easy to tell which components go to which game. Also, in update number 41, it mentioned that they have online rules for this. I think you can just Google it. That's how I found out the online rules for myself, is the PDF rules, and it pops right up. And you can look at that on page 4 to read all those if you want to go back and take a look at those. Also, in the the expansion components. When I did the expansion unboxing, I showed these guys here, and I didn't realize that there was another set of characters on the back. I just flipped it over really quick and thought it was just the back of these, but I guess for each campaign, there's a new set of characters. So I'd showed these before, and you can see on the back of them, there's that little mark on the back of them. This is, again, the stretch goals or the additional campaign characters. But it turns out that there is another set on the back that I didn't even see. I thought it was just the back of those guys here. So you get these guys here too. And I am not sure, but I think that these 4 characters and the other 4 are assigned to a specific campaign is the way they do that. And I'm not sure if you can mix the characters between campaigns. I am not exactly sure about that, but if you flip it over here, sure enough, on the back of these and all the stretch goal components have this mark on them as well. So you'll be able to tell those things apart. Mainly the rule book, I think, is what's going to be a big deal, is being able to distinguish the rule book. But again, there's a summary of those on page 4. You can see all that. The companions box, I was kind of hoping, I did a separate video on this that was like 2 minutes long, and I just thought I'd throw it in this one instead because it wasn't really that spectacular. I kind of thought this would come with something else, like some cards or something, or some tokens. But no, sure enough, you pull this out, and that is all you get. Maybe some of you guys do that already, and I was just kind of a little bit behind here, didn't realize that. But all you get in the companions box are these models, and I understand in the game you can get these as cards. And so they're not super essential for the game. I think it's just kind of something extra just to add a little bit more immersion, or if you're a painting fanatic, just gives you something else to paint. But that literally is all that's in the box, are these 4 models. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys' comments. If you have any other comments or questions, or if I'm talking about a game and you notice me doing a rule wrong, please point it out so I can change it myself. And speaking of change, let's talk about that for a second here. With the change in the rules here, I know this was changed for a good reason, because people didn't like the grind of the game, and some of the other things were really kind of bothersome or vague. And so the rules updates were just great to help clarify the game, make it a little more streamlined. But remember, in real life, change is good. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be worried about change. The thing that drives me crazy when I go to work is when I ask somebody, why do we do it that way? And they say, because that's the way we've always done it. I just don't like that phrase. If you have a really good reason for doing something and it works out great, yeah, then don't change it. But that's the way we've always done it is a terrible reason to do something. Don't be afraid of change. If there's some area in your life that's not going well, or some system or habit that you have that you don't like, change it. Get rid of it. Make it better, like apparently they did with this game, and I can't wait to play. And again, I don't have the old game, so I don't know what it was like to play the old game, but I'm excited for this game, for the new rules changes, and I think it's going to be great. You guys take care of yourselves. Don't be afraid of change, and be heroes.